So if we look at an example where a family has 4 boys, Drew, Nate, Ben, and Cam. Each morning there are 4 chores to do. One is to set the table, another is to help make breakfast, third is to wash the dishes, and fourth is to sweep the floor. Each boy does one chore. First thing you have to do is make a tree diagram illustrating the different options for doing the chores. So you've got 4 choices for the first chore of setting the table. Now since each boy can only do one chore, if Drew sets the table, then that leaves the choice of Nate, Ben, or Cam to do next chore, which is make breakfast. And if Nate is chosen to set the table, then you've only got Drew, Ben, and Cam to do the second one. And so if I draw this as a tree diagram, you can see that we have 4 choices on our first, but after we make that choice, there are 3 choices for the second. And so now, if Ben is selected to set the table, that leaves then Drew or Nate or Cam to make the breakfast. And lastly, if we select Cam to make the breakfast, or set the table I should say, then that leaves Drew or Nate or Ben to make the breakfast. So again, for every one of these, there's 3 selections. So now after you make your assign the first 2 chores, then there's only, if Drew and Nate are selected to set the table and make the breakfast, then that leaves then Ben or Cam to do the dishes. So now there's only 2 possible selections. And if Drew and Ben are selected, that leaves Nate or Cam. And if Drew and Cam are selected, that leaves either Nate or Ben. So if we continue this on, now we're down on our third chore. We only have 2 choices. And once the first 3 chores are assigned, you should be able to see now that the last chore, there's only one possibility for who's left to sweep the floor. So now if it's been Drew, Nate, and Ben are assigned the first 3 chores, that leaves Cam to do the last chore. If it's Drew, Nate, and Cam, that leaves Ben to sweep the floor. If it's Drew, Ben, Nate, then that leaves Cam to sweep the floor. If it's Drew, Ben, Cam, then that leaves Nate. If it's Drew, Cam, Nate, then that leaves Ben. And if it's Drew, Cam, Ben, that leaves Nate. So this is going to continue. You can continue this on, and you should be able to notice that there is going to be a total, then, the possible outcomes, or the number of ways to assign the chores, is going to be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, which is going to be 24 ways that the chores can be assigned.